Hello children. In the last class we studied about the column chart. So column charts are useful to visually compare values among individual items or series. So this was the table we had used for 4A mark sheet. This is the single data series where it shows the names of the students and their marks in one subject. For example, English. So here you have the legend called English marks, and the columns for the English marks are represented in the blue color. Then we have the chart title and the student name and the marks on the axis titles. The column chart here compares the English marks of the 4 students in a class. So when you have to compare some data, then you have to use, then the most appropriate chart to be used is column chart or a bar chart. Next, children, we will study is the line chart. Line charts are useful to show some trend in data over time. Supposingly we have a data like this showing the weather report where we have different months of the year and the temperature of that city in the next column. So these are 2 columns where I have written months for skipping 1 month and then alternate months I've written here. So the most appropriate chart to show Dubai's temperature change over time at equal intervals of months is a line chart. So you can see here the line chart depicts how the temperature is changing over the different months. So the line is going down, that means the temperature is dropping. The line is going up, that means the temperature is increasing, or it is almost same and then dropping. So through the line chart you can find the trend or some change happening over time in the temperature. So this is represented by the line chart. Also, one important thing is you don't have to write any degree centigrades in the data over here in the table. The chart will be represented only by the numbers, not by any text. The last chart you will learn is the pie chart. So pie chart shows the size of the items in one data series proportional to the whole, that is the sum of all the items. For example, if we have a table of data where we have the 4 sports which are chosen among all the 4A students, how these 4 sports are chosen or selected by the 4A students. So here is the data that among all the 30 students, the 4 sports are divided like this: 5 students for table tennis, 10 for badminton, 12 for tennis, and 3 for cricket. So when we create a pie chart, so the pie chart shows the number of students who select each sport in proportion to the whole of the 4A class. So this is supposedly the whole of the 4A class, the pie, the complete pie, and each of the slice of the pie represents one part of the sports. So we can easily look at the chart, graphical representation of the chart, and understand which pie is the biggest. So the pie, this gray colored pie which is represented by tennis, is the biggest pie. So we can understand that most of the students have chosen tennis sport in the grade 4A. So when it is some data you have to show for the uh, whole of a particular series, then the pie chart is the best chart to represent that data. Now we will represent that data graphically. So if we have this temperature data here, this is the table for the weather report. Then I select the table from one corner from the top and drag it to select the whole of the table. Then I go to insert menu and click on the insert chart, and I choose this line chart with markers. It displays trend over time, that is dates, years, or ordered categories, It is useful when there are only a few data points. So when I click on the line chart with markers, you can see this is the line chart drawn, and the small dots are the markers which represent the data for each month. If I have to, you can see at the top, this is the Dubai temperature showing in the title of the chart. You can keep this chart title, and here this is the legend that is the blue line is represented for the Dubai temperature. When I click outside the chart menu disappears. Only when I click on the chart menu will show. When I click on the chart menu, I have these different options to choose. So I choose data labels, and I want to see the data labels above each of the data points. So you can see the data labels are showing above each point. If I want to increase the size of these data points, I click on Format, go to the series data labels, and here the size is 9. I make it 13 so that it is more visible clearly. And on the x-axis over here, or the horizontal axis, I should be writing months. So I go into axis titles, horizontal axis, title below axis, and I write over here months. Press OK button. So the months is showing over here. Then on the y-axis, I want to show this as temperature. So I go into axis titles, vertical axis title, vertical title I want as temperature, and I press OK button. So this is how the vertical axis title is showing. I can increase the size of my chart so that it is more clear. And if I don't want this vertical for the axis title, I can select axis title, vertical, and maybe rotate the title. So this will come rotated like this. So you can change the formatting of the axis titles, legends, and the chart title. The last chart we will discuss is the ICE activity. Supposingly we have 4 sports that the students of 4A have chosen from. Because it is showing part of the whole of the class, so the most appropriate chart for this will be the pie chart. So when I click here on the pie chart, it displays the distribution of each value to a total. So when I click on the pie chart, this is how the pie chart will look. But if we want here there are the chart title. If I want to edit it, I click on chart title, edit chart title, and I can type here grade 4A ICE activity and press the OK button. This becomes a chart title. Now these are the legends here showing the different colors for each of the slice of the pie. And when I click on data labels, I want to put the data labels in the center of the pie, but they are too tiny. So I click on the data label, click on format the data labels, and scroll down. When the font size is 9, I make it 12. I also change the font color maybe to red. If that is not good, I change it to purple maybe. And then I make it bold, and also I will like to change the deviation to little light shade. So now I can see the data labels are clearly showing for each of the slices. And the pie chart is the most appropriate chart to show the data for the whole class. Is in the same way, if I have a table where it is showing for 4A students what are the different languages they have chosen, for that as well the pie chart is the best chart, and I can add the data labels at the outside end and it will show how many students have taken which language. If I have a data like this where a student's marks are showing for different terms, so this is a progression over a period of time, how the math marks are changing for the student. So I can select the table from one corner to another corner, go to insert menu, and I can choose either a column chart or a bar chart. So it compares the values across categories using horizontal rectangles. This is my bar chart. It shows the over the different terms how the marks are showing, but this is not the most appropriate chart because it is showing the progression over a period of time. So I can click on this chart and delete it, and I can go back to the insert menu and select the line chart with markers. Now this will show how the maths marks are changing in term 1, term 2 and term 3. If I add data labels also, so the marks are more evident. And then you must always add the axis titles as well. For the horizontal axis title, it is showing the terms of the academic year. These are the terms, and on the vertical axis title we have the marks. So here we should be writing marks and press OK. Thus this is represented by the line chart. If you have some data where you have the names of some cricketers and the runs scored by each of them, so we are comparing the values of their runs. When you are comparing some values, then the column chart or the bar chart is the most appropriate chart. So here I want to add the data labels to make it more understandable. I must always add the data labels and the axis titles. I hope you can now be able to choose the most appropriate chart for your data and create the single data set chart.